Here we are in the final run of the Spyrothon Miscellaneous Showcase. We've seen a lot of cool runs across the entire series so far, but in my opinion, there's one miscellaneous category, at least in recent memory, that's arguably been the most popular, maybe the most played, and that of course is Vortex, which we're gonna get some awesome gameplay from with Novaspell.
Hello. That's
Looking
me.
forward to this.
I can't wait. I'm really excited to show this off to everybody because this category has been my passion for the past couple months. So, heck yeah.
Absolutely. Do you have anything else you want to say to preface it, or anything to preface the category?
I guess I'll just start by saying that this category does a really good job at being a sort of like trick exhibition for Spyro 1. Due to entering a cheat code at the beginning that unlocks all the homeworlds, we don't have to collect any dragons, gems, or eggs, and because of that, it almost comes off similar to Spyro 3 any percent because of the levels of level of skips and things that you'll see. So it's really fun, really exciting.
For sure.
Yeah.
I also forgot to mention, but I'm going to be here on commentary again, so I apologize if you got tired of my voice from the last run, but you're going to have to bear with us again as we go into this last run with Nova. I'm going to try to help you along, and hopefully we can see a sick run out of you. I'm looking forward to this. I know you're capable of incredible times, so.
Oh, I can never get tired of your voice, Dylan. Well, I'm ready to start whenever, so let me know when I'm good to do that.
You can go ahead. We'll start timing in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alrighty. So I guess to just preface this a little bit, we do the code right at the beginning just because normally in our, like, if you're trying to grow for a good time, it's one of the easiest things to reset on because it's square, square, circle, square, left, right, circle, left, right, down, like really fast. And it becomes quite the nuisance once you're trying to save as much time as you can. Yeah. I actually got it first try, which is a win for me, so let's
go.
First couple levels are kind of tame in terms of the run. Stonehill is pretty much a straight line, so that's cool. Going into Town Square as well, not a whole lot going on. There's an example of Did that go through my stream? I hope not. That just made a noise. Okay. It just made the Mega Man split noise. That would be hilarious if that went through.
I wish it did, but I don't think it did, sadly.
Alright, we're safe. We're safe.
We're safe.
I had a timer pulled up to sort of see if I'm going within my estimate, but we're all good.
I gotcha. Alright, heading into Town Square. Second level of the run, of course. Not really too much goes on for the first 2 splits aside from the code. You have a little bit of a challenging jump here in Town Square, but Nova's probably going to make quick work of it. Pretty much, you just adjust Spyro and let him jump over that ledge pretty easily. Hop into the Vortex, and you're on your way out. And into Toasty, which is probably the most reset-heavy point in the run aside from the code, I would say.
That's true. And it's because of something you'll see shortly, which is called Dog Proxy. I've already bonked on Toasty Wall Glide, which is always fun. But no, we're good. That was a very scuffed entry, but we're in the level. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Dog Proxy is a bit hard to explain because I'll be honest, I don't even entirely know how it works, but it's to do with the shepherd's cane and the dog hitbox. And those combined just kind of send us up like that. Sometimes you go sky high to Mars, but yeah, we made quick work of that, so no worries there.
It's always fun to see you go to Mars. I'm a little sad we didn't get to see Mars today. I was hoping that we'd be able to see Bezos up in the sky, but you know, is what it is.
Yeah, that was kind of an example of like the perfect one though. Like the height is good. Sometimes if you go too high, you actually lose time from the proxy being like too good. And then it's like, ah, man, I'm losing a second because I went to Mars. I entered space. Didn't want that.
Yeah. But still, I mean, regardless of what proxy you get, you're still doing okay. Dark Hollow, kind of a good reprieve after that kind of stressful split, I will say. Because you kind of just run through the level. It's a lot like the first 2 in that sense. A little bit of a bonk there. Not too much, though. We're doing okay.
Top tier gameplay.
Nice stairs. Top tier. World record, by the way.
Yeah, Yeah, and then after this, we can actually choose our homeworld because of that cheat code. We can go literally anywhere we want to. And because of that, I'm going to be going to Magic Crafters because there's a huge element of RNG there that we'll explain more as we get there. but I'm gonna just entirely skip Peacekeepers because this element of RNG actually ends up taking us to Peacekeepers later. So
Yep, and of course, going into Magic Crafters first, I would say out of all the homeworlds, it's either Magic Crafters or Beastmakers that have some of the most difficult tricks, but also like equally. It's kind of hard to say because every homeworld in this game probably has super difficult tricks. I mean, Dreamweavers, you got a lot of stuff that goes on. Beastmakers and Magic Crafters equally have a lot going on. But Magic Crafters is kind of a good bet, especially if you're around Nova's level, where there is that RNG element that she mentioned, which you'll encounter at the end of Magic Crafters. So you kind of want to get this out of the way as early as possible. Very nice jump across there. That looked very easy, but I promise you that jump that you get across to where the stairs were is not as easy as it looks. Nova's just incredibly good at this game, making very quick work of this Alpine Ridge.
you're flattering me. Yeah, that's kind of a good example of having like a good understanding and grasp of the mechanics of the game, because that required me to do a really tight charge glide as well as like charging at the end so that I had the distance to make it.
Yep. And out of Alpine Ridge, we're heading up over towards High Caves, of course, the next level in Magic Crafters, which out of the levels in Magic Crafters is kind of your breather, I would say. The only thing you really have to do is break a spider's ankles, I believe you said
yeah.
once.
Yeah, we juke this bug out, and you'll see what I'm talking about right now.
Pretty fire.
Kind of just make him think that we're going to be going to the left by running into that pillar, and then he gets very confused, so we just leave him in the dust.
Absolutely, and then you just do like a nice little supercharge over to where the Vortex is, and make really quick work of this level, honestly. Like I said, really good reprieve. It's nice to have these levels in the run because of how trick intensive it is. Even if you don't do all the tricks, it's just nice to have a breather here and there.
Definitely.
Very, very nice.
Coming up is a little scenery jump, and it's like a baby version of what we're going to be doing in Peak. So if you take the principles of what I just did there, which is a bit more lenient, we're using the supercharge and the sloping like incline of the scenery, and we're kind of basically just using that as a ramp. There's a more extreme version of this in this level. I'm going to try to go for it. It's not the most consistent for me, and I practice it all the time, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I have confidence in you. I've seen you nail it plenty of times. I know you got this.
I completely missed the ramp, so we'll go for the backup damage boost. Not a big
No,
deal.
that was intentional. You actually don't want to hit the ramp because the damage boost it looks cooler. Just frankly, we're going for swag points. We're not going for time in this run.
I wish that were true, because oh my goodness, there's a lot of swag things you can do in this game. But yeah. That backup isn't too bad. I think you end up losing like 2 or 3 seconds to doing that if you take a straight line to it, but because I tried to go for the ramp, I lost a bit more.
Yeah, it was probably about like 4 you lost, but it's not too big.
Yeah.
Blowhard, we got a little cool damage boost. There's a timing to it where basically up ahead we'll see Nova's going to run up against this wall, charge into it on the exact same time that lightning bolt hits her, puts her over this wall, lets her dive into where the dragon is, and then you can just kind of skip all of Blowhard without having to touch him once. It's really nice, makes Blowhard a lot easier, a lot more palatable, and yeah, just pretty much a quick level. And now we get into the best part of the run, as some might call it.
Oh man, my best friend Tuco. I love him. He's wonderful. You'll see why.
He's a great guy. He's just gonna give you Dry Canyon first try. Don't worry, I'm calling it.
Well, okay, so now let me explain why I'm walking away and running up to him again. First of all, he's kind of a jerk. Second of all, there's a 40% chance he'll give us an outcome that we want, which he just did. And the 2 outcomes that we want are Dry Canyon and Clifftown. And the reason for this is so that it takes us directly to those levels in Peacekeepers. It skips loading into the homeworld, and it skips running from the dock where he drops you off at the beginning of Peacekeepers, like before Titan. And this is like the only balloonist in the game that does this, and it's because of the leftover dialogue from when you don't have the cheat code. Because to pass him normally, you need 5 eggs, but because we have the cheat code in, we actually don't need those eggs. But he's still like, hey, there's thieves here. You should go get those thieves before we can go anywhere. I failed Magic Stairs tragically. That hurts.
Pain.
But yeah, that's just a little swag thing. Saves a little bit. But, oh well.
Yeah, and as you saw, we actually got Clifftown on it optimally, and I believe it saves around 3 seconds. You get Dry Canyon, which basically lets you, she's going to it now, But instead of taking this route over back to Dry Canyon, you would just kind of continue on and go to Clifftown. It basically cuts out the entire line there. However, where it does put you in Clifftown is on the bridge, so it does save you like a little bit back, but the overall difference is, like I said, about like 2 to 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's not too bad. The run is very optimized, but not exactly to the point where we need Dry Canyon. Like I've got about 10 seconds of leeway on the current record, so it's not too bad. It's kind of funny because the the current record actually has second try Tuco, so whenever I get to that split and get it first try, I just save like 8 seconds. It's amazing.
Absolutely. We love Tuco in this city.
Would you like to explain Shemp at all? It's a bit of
Shemp
an
is
interesting one.
Yeah, so coming up we have, I guess, the second frame perfect or close to frame perfect trick in the run. I believe Shemp actually is frame perfect.
Yep.
Basically, what you need to do is you need to lure this boy in right on the right pillar coming up ahead. Nova's going to do that, lure him in, and then inch over to the left, and then run over, do some rolls, which stores her momentum. Then the correct frame, jump up as he swings to get that giant proxy, and then scenery proxy into the vortex.
So
Making it look very easy.
yeah, it's pretty complicated for how quick it all happens. However, the hard part of that is definitely just the timing of the jump, because literally if you're a frame early, you don't get it, and if you're frame late, you don't get it. You just get totally destroyed. So I'm really happy that I got that. Feels good.
Absolutely. Can we get some pogs in the chat for that, Shemp? That was genuinely awesome to see first try. That was sick. Oh, we're going for the wall glide.
Little ice cavern wall glide, which saves 0.8 seconds. Very worth it. Very worth it.
Very worth it. Yep. In fairness, it's not too hard, overall.
Yeah. It's a good example of how broken the wall glides can be in this game, because that wall is like almost completely vertical. So we can turn into it very harshly and get a lot of height from it without flopping.
For sure. Now we're heading into, I don't know, what would you say is the hardest homeworld? Because I mentioned earlier that it's probably between Magic Crafters and Beast Makers, but I feel like it kind of goes up. Like you can kind of say any level is the hardest, or any homeworld is the hardest.
I definitely say it's between Dreamweavers and Beast Makers, but I think Dreamweavers is hardest because, at least for high level strats, you do like a lot of things in Haunted Towers, and you also do Dark Passage, and there's just some very precise things going on. These levels are pretty straightforward. There is a damage boost in Terrace Village that you'll be seeing. I'm going to be charging into this guy's chest, and he's just going to boost me up because of it. But the only really other very difficult trick that I personally think is hard is Metalhead Wall Glide, just because it's very precise, and we'll explain that more as we get to it. But.
Absolutely. So as Nova said, she's going to charge up into this guy's chest, pop up onto this like little rooftop, and then glide around the side of this building to get over to where that fan chest is. Careful not to bonk. It happens to people all the time, I promise. And right into the vortex. Yeah, very clean terrace. There's not really much to say. I know there's also a little bit of a proxy you can do there, which does save, I want to say, about a second. I don't believe Nova currently does it because it's very inconsistent.
You have to get a very perfect cycle, and if you even detour for fodder, then you don't get it. Like, you need to make it before the electricity, and it saves like 2 seconds. Yeah. Otherwise, it's not worth it, at least for what I've tried to time out. This debug's pretty straightforward. We just dive through the water into the vortex, which they thought was out of sight, out of mind, but not really. It's right there, so not a big deal.
Make a nice, very quick, easy level for Vortex runners. Not that they particularly anticipate that people would just be running through the Vortex in this game, I'd imagine. But I can't speak for Insomniac.
They never met me, but yeah. It's all I care about, man. I just want the golden spinny. It's amazing.
It's fair. Golden spinny is perfect.
Yeah, Treetops is an example of another level where you need a pretty tight charge glide. You can do this with a charging jump and land on the post, but I kind of found that less consistent. It's kind of scary for me. I tend to fall off, so I just do it this way. Go right over. We'll see if we get sparks here. I kind of need the fodder for Metalhead, so I'm going to be listening. Yeah, we got it. We'll be good. And I guess I'll start explaining Metalhead. So the reason that I wanted to hear if I got that fodder is because after Metalhead Wall Glide, you're required to damage abuse from the water 3 times, and you need all your hit points for that. So high level Vortex kind of involves a lot of fodder routing, which is one of the reasons why we put Beastmakers before Dreamweavers in the first place, because there's actually death abuse after Haunted Towers. Let's see if we can get this wall glide. This involves very precise angling, and you kind of have to pre-aim as you jump. So let's just see if we can get it.
You got this. I believe.
And I held my right camera button so that the level would load in, because sometimes if you don't do that, it's just like you can't see anything, and it's like pretty much impossible to gauge where you need to be aiming. But yeah, first try, very good. Very happy about that. Easy peasy.
Another thing I want to mention specifically about that trick, and Novi mentioned mechanics earlier. If you notice, her charge glides are on point. Like, they are very, very seamless. If you do not charge glide adequately doing that trick, you will not make it all the way to the inbounds area, and you won't be able to make it to the vortex. It's actually what was my biggest hiccup with this category personally, as I just don't have good charge glides. So when I would be doing that trick, I could get like the wall glide, not easily, but I could get it. And if you don't have good charge glides, good movement, you're just not making it.
Yeah, charge glides are very important, and I'm pretty sure most of you know by now, but charge gliding is just hitting square right before X when you're gliding, and that makes your glide go as fast as it possibly can be, like almost instantly. So it's a lot better than slowly like building up your momentum into that glide.
All right, Haunted Tower is a fun level. We got some cool damage proxies, or actually not even damage proxies. So there is actually, we're going to see here Nova do a wizard proxy here in a moment. Very clean, nice height. Right over into the whirlwind, bless you.
Thank you. Got a bit of a cold I'm overcoming, so I apologize.
That's all good. So one thing I did want to mention is there is a variant of this. Ooh, very clean. So a lot of these movements, this doesn't look like it would be crazy hard, right? But like there are specific pixels you want to land on when you're supercharging that if you don't land on them, you're just going to drop the jump and fall down. It's really crazy how precise that trick is despite how it looks.
There's a bit of like it's kind of deceptive because your jump timing is very late. Like you have like I think like 6 frames or something where Spyro looks like he's in the air with a supercharge that you can actually jump. And so like the key to that really is just waiting and waiting and waiting and then jumping at the last possible second. And then yeah, it is quite precise for aim. Speaking of precise, yeah, Dark Passage. I'm gonna go for Quick Shot, which is completely blind. We'll see if we can get it.
We get a quick shot on Poggin.
Easy every time. I'll try to explain that a bit. So Dark Passage damage boost is one of the most precise damage boosts that we do RTA. You need to be standing in a very, very specific spot on that wall, and you also need to time your jump and your charge when the arrow is like right underneath you and you're falling in a very like specific way. So I'm actually like genuinely surprised that I just nailed that first try because I was practicing that before doing this run and I was not getting it that much. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. Now we get into kind of one of my favorite levels in Vortex, personally. I really like the core platforming and the fundamentals that you can practice here in Lofty Castle. It's kind of a good proving ground for just kind of understanding charge gliding, understanding how to do a lot of the basic movement. Nova making very quick work of it because, of course, very skilled. Also, there was a task released many years ago. Can't remember exactly how many. I think it was about 3 years ago, where there was a turkey elevator discovered. Nova isn't going for that trick, as I don't believe you're fully comfortable doing it yet.
It's a bit hard. I actually did it in practice today for the first time, but it's definitely not something I've implemented RTA. I think it saves like 3 seconds. It's very cool to look at, though. If you're ever interested, I would definitely check out Toaster's task.
Absolutely. Oh, it was Toaster. I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah. Lando Toaster.
I just didn't want to misname him because I felt like I would have. Very quick work of that level. Like I said, a lot of core fundamentals you do. The turkey elevator is definitely not a fundamental thing because you don't really run to turkeys that boost you in other levels, but nevertheless, very cool level. Very well done, Nova. Missing that first jump is a heartbreaker. So what Nova was trying to do there was get a very, very clean jump off the corner of that pedestal that rises, which if they do get it, I believe I want to say it saves you about second and a half.
Yep. Yeah. And that's just this category in a nutshell. It's just going for things that save under a second or a second. It's just all about that tight, tiny movement optimization. So a bit unfortunate that I missed it, but not really the end of the world.
I might have misspoken before. It may not have been 3 years ago, as Zando may be correcting me in the chat currently. I think I might be getting mixed up with like another task that I might have seen, Zando. My apologies.
Getting called out.
Absolutely. You know, it's fine. I should have been fact checking. I should have my research up right now.
Whoops. And I did the classic bonk out of there that I hate to see. It's kind of a running joke with some of my viewers that I always bonk there because I pretty much do. I go for a silly thing where I'm holding charge and left and then I let go because you could actually go against that wall without bonking and it saves like a little tiny bit. But I seem to bonk way more than I actually get it, so it's kind of funny.
Yes. We didn't really talk about Jock too much, but much like the level before it, a lot of early or like just fundamental platforming, doing your charge glides efficiently. There's some minor optimizations like we mentioned with that one jump that you can do. But overall, pretty quick level as Nova kind of displayed. Next, we're going for a fun little trick called Teamwork, where we have this guy throw us up in the air and we glide over like this ledge, which is it doesn't look that precise, but it can be a little bit deceptive at times because there are sections of it that you can land on, sections you can't. Nova landed great.
He's definitely working on our side. He's definitely a spy.
Absolutely.
I don't think any other Nork would help us up that easily, so.
True.
Thank goodness for Reginald, as I've taken to calling him for some reason.
He looks like a Reginald. I'd give him Reginald.
Others would argue his name is Barry for barreled, but you know, it's very hot Vortex lore. It's very heavily debated. In any case, this is Twilight Harbor. This is perhaps the largest choke point in the speedrun because of what I'm about to try to do here, and it involves getting a little ledge boost off of this ramp from the supercharge. I'm going for quite a precise wall glide. I didn't even get the supercharge there. I'm going to try that again and see if we can get it.
Yeah, I say run it. It definitely is one of the hardest tricks in the run, if I'm honest. So much to the point that I know most runners don't even bother trying it until they're, sitting around like a 21, 22. But Nova, making it look easy. Second attempt. Oh, if you bonked and fell into the water there, I would have cried.
I would have been devastated. Yeah, absolutely. So I did the wall glide at the end too, which saves 2 seconds, and it's again one of the more precise wall glides in the game. So I'm pretty happy that worked.
Mm-hmm. One thing I will say about that is Nova just mentioned a wall glide. As we're heading into Nasty Nork, by the way, timing does end on last hit to Nasty Nork, of course. One thing that you can do in that trick is instead of going for the wall glide, you can actually do a little squeeze proxy on one of the pipes. It's directly to the right of where Nova dove. You can see it if you look it up. Unfortunately, we can't really show you right now because kind of in the middle of Nasty Nork towards the end of the run. Which, by the way,
does stop when I flame him. Thank you. It has been rather quick. Much below estimate. I expected a lot more to go wrong. So just
absolutely.
Be ready to start the timer when I flame him. But the only thing that really goes into this level is getting those thieves early saves quite a bit of time because then you don't have to chase them down. And then the other thing is staying ahead of Nasty while you chase, well, quote unquote chase him because he's actually chasing you at that point. He actually runs a lot faster if you're ahead of him, so that's important.
Yeah. What Pi said, the timer is actually over by about 23 seconds.
Be time now.
Yep, time.
Cool. That was actually a pretty good run for a marathon. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with that.
No, I can't really think of too much of what you messed up aside from like a few minor things, really. That was really good.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that was like a 21:30 something. Like, actually, I don't know when the time actually started, but pretty cool. Happy about that. And that is Vortex. Oh man. Thank you for commentating and accompanying me and explaining and showing off this wonderful category that I am so passionate about. I hope that anyone who hasn't seen it before can kind of get an idea for kind of what it's about. And I don't know, it's definitely a lot of fun. I hope that maybe some more people will pick it up. It's been picking up traction. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's a great category. I can't recommend it enough personally. It's the first OG category I personally tackled, mainly because of Nova. Great category. Nova, seriously, great run. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you, Dylan, for being here and sharing it with me. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience, and I'm really happy that I got to show this on Spyrothon. It's an honor.
Absolutely. Hopefully we see you again.
Definitely. Thank you so much for being a runner in the event, and especially for closing it out. That was a great way to end it. I think we're gonna switch over and do a quick outro, but Dylan, I think you got something you got to go do, right?
Yeah, I gotta go make a couple phone calls, but I just want to say to everybody here who came out tonight and today, whatever time it is for you, I don't know your time zone. Thank you guys so much for coming out. It means a lot. Spyrothon Miscellaneous Showcase was a lot of fun just to be here and do like a little bit of commentary, a little bit of hosting, and a little bit of running myself. So thank you guys for making it a never forget experience, and I appreciate you all a bunch. I'll see you next time.
Yes, there he goes. I guess he was going to say a lot of what I said, but yeah, this has been a great event. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I want to say thank you so much for everybody who's been sticking around, showing up, chatting, redeeming those reward good lucks and all that stuff. It's pretty fun. I certainly enjoyed the entire day. There was a lot of things that I hadn't seen before, so it was a really nice experience to just get to see that and see the variety that Spyro has to offer. And I hope you guys got the same kind of thing out of that. I want to say thank you to all of our runners, all of our commentators, everybody who was hosting as well. And I had something else in my mind, but I can't remember it now. I think that covers everybody. If I missed anybody, I am so sorry. But yeah, thank you to everybody who's been around here. I think we're pretty much done. I just want to say that if you would like to keep up with Spyrothon, you can find us on Twitter at Spyrothon. We post regular updates there. Sometimes we post some memes. They're pretty funny, I think. You can also join us on Discord. The link was just posted in chat by Nightbot. Thank you, Nightbot. You can also find us on YouTube at Spyrothon. We've got all of previous events on there, and we're occasionally doing some other videos that you might find interesting. We had a really great April Fool's one with Deo, counting down the top 10 gems in Spyro, and I think you should check that one out. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for us. We got one more thing to show, but I think that's going to be it. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Well, that Miscellaneous Showcase was a ton of fun, but before I head off to bed or anything like that, I better make a couple phone calls.
Hello? Hi, Dylan.
Yo, Randy, what's up, gamer? I was curious what's going on.
Oh, not too much. Just practicing SRT, getting some food in my belly, just hanging out, chilling off work on my day off.
All right, that's pretty nice. I had a question for you. What are you doing between August 27th and August 29th?
Well, one of those days we're celebrating our anniversary, right? Like, I thought we were gonna do like a Discord celebration for our anniversary.
Wait, it's our anniversary?
And it is our anniversary.
But Randy, that's the weekend that Spyrothon 7's happening.
Oh.
The Spyrothon 7's more important than our marriage, I see.
Well, apparently to you, sir.
So, I was just curious if you're gonna be there.
Oh, baby. I'm in.
I'm really happy that Randy remembered our anniversary and all, but he's gotta understand that Spyrothon is more important. Anyway, I gotta call another person.
Yes, hello?
Yo, what's going on, Deo, my man?
Oh, Dylan, how are you doing, my boy? Hey, how's the anime going? How's your girlfriend doing? I'm just kidding. I know you don't have one.
Yeah, the girlfriend's doing not existent, but I was just curious what you had going on between August 27th and August 29th.
Oh, well, here, let me check my dates here. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it that day, Dylan. You see, my dog Bernard came down with a nasty case of ligma, and my sister's dog's boyfriend has to go with me to the vet that day to get him checked out.
Ligma's really serious. I get you.
Honestly, I don't know if it's going to be okay, to be honest. I mean, I wish I could say yes, but...
Well, actually, you might want to say yes because it's Spyrothon season, and Spyrothon 7 is right around the corner.
Oh, Spyrothon 7? Spyro 4? Confirmed?
Spyro 4's happening.
No. Nasty Nork is a girl?
Nasty Nork is a girl.
Oh, what's this? Bernard! He's coming back to life, guys! It's a Spyrothon miracle!
Well, Dale, I'm really glad Bernard's A-okay, but I gotta ask, are you in?
I'm in.
Ugh, I gotta get to this last person on my list. Hey, Toop, how are ya?
Hello, hello. How's it going, Dylan?
It's going okay. I'm chilling. I was just curious, do the dates of August 27th through August 29th ring any bells to you?
No, that does not ring any bells to me.
What? Toop, we literally talked about this yesterday in the voice call.
Nope, I wasn't there.
It's literally the event you planned with me and Phoenix and Faulty. I'm just trying to record this so people know the date, Toop. Come on.
The date for what? What date are we talking about?
Oh. Haven't you helped plan for Spyrothon since 2018?
That is a factual statement.
And these are the dates that we decided on for Spyrothon 7, right?
Yes, that's correct.
I found these dates in our DMs, and if that's the case, they must be for Spyrothon.
That makes sense to me.
Then are you ready for it?
Ready for what?
Ah!
Dylan? You good?
Yeah, fine. I'm gonna. I'll see you at Spyrothon, everybody.